Hi everyone, this is David Åkesson and part 2 of revisiting my old albums that I participated on. Today it's time for this little beauty. Twinspirits, The Forbidden City. 70 minutes of Italian progressive metal from the mastermind Daniele Liverani. I should say at the beginning and apologize for all the pronunciation mistakes that I'll probably make, except for Göran, the other Swede involved. The story of my participation on this album starts somewhere in January or February 2008. And I got an email, I got a message on MySpace. Remember kids, this was more than 10 years ago. And I first thought it was some kind of spam because it had a feel to it, I felt that perhaps this was something that this guy Daniele sent it out to whatever singer he could find, but I later learned that it wasn't. He was just very polite and thorough in his message to me. And it basically said, "Hi, I'm Daniele, I'm the songwriter and keyboard player of Twinspirits, and we would like you to try out for our band because we like your voice." So, and this was also before I had any kind of recording equipment worth mentioning. So, we started to discuss, and I got to listen to. I got the first album, Twinspirits album, called "The Music That Will Heal the World," and I really enjoyed it. So I said, "Yeah, sure, I'll give it a try." But I can't record it at home. Well, come to Venice. Okay, yeah, sure. So, and I was in the middle of moving to a house, and my then girlfriend, soon to be wife, was pregnant and was supposed to. We were supposed to have the kid in August, and this was the trip was in April, mid-April. So I got some of the songs, sent it to me, and the demos were sung by Irene Ermoli, the sister of the guitar player. So I got to listen to the songs and learn them, 3 of them. It was Hide This Feeling, My Future, and I'm Free. And I also had to learn some of the songs from the first album. What songs were it? Was, I have to check it out. Sorry. Back to Reality and Fire, I think, from the first album. Well, I arrived in Italy and was welcomed in a way that I couldn't even have imagined. The guys in the band were aforementioned Daniele Liverani, keyboards and songwriting, and he is also known for being a keyboard player in Empty Tremor, and he did the amazing metal opera Genius. It's a 3-part metal opera that has it's Daniel Gildenlöv, Mark Bowles, Jorn Lande, Russell Allen, Eric Martin, Oliver Hartman, Lana Lane, Midnight, and Edu Falashi. It's a crazy lineup on that one. Uh, that was Daniele, yeah. We have Dario Ciccioni, who also was the drummer, and he was also the drummer of Empty Tremor and on the Genius Opera. And he was in Centrica, instrumental Italian metal band that I was also asked to join. Perhaps I'll talk about that later. And he also played a lot with Oliver Hartman. And we had Alberto Regioni on bass guitar, and he has played with Mysteria, and he was also, he does a lot of solo bass stuff, and he was also one of the producers of the Vivaldi Metal project that I will also make a video about later. And then we had Tommy Ermoli on guitars, and he was very young at this time. I think he was about 16 or 17, but he already played like a god. So I was used to always be the young guy, but this time I wasn't. And Tommy, it was also Tommy's family that hosted us during the tryouts and the demo recordings. And like I said, I was welcomed beyond what I could have ever imagined, you know, with all the food I could eat, and you know, everyone was so nice. I think this was Tommy's aunt's restaurant where they took us. Anyway, we started off with rehearsals, and I sang the songs, both the new and the old ones, and then it was off to recording demos of the new songs. I think I was in Venice for about 3 or 4 days, can't really remember. But I did the demos of 3 songs, Heidi's Feeling, My Future, and I'm Free. And well, we drank wine, we ate, and we went for some sightseeing, and we had some really good time together. Really nice guys, all of them. Like I said, the welcoming in Italy was amazing. Then I went home and well, started to wait because they had other singers to check out. And later in June, I got an email from Daniele, where he told me that they would probably go with Göran Nyström as the singer of Twinspirits. He also did some tryout shows with the band, and apparently he kicked ass. And listening to the album now, while preparing for this revisiting video, I could tell that he did a really good job on the album. So you know, I wouldn't, I mean, if he did a bad job on the album, I would be kind of pissed that they chose him, but listening to it, he makes an amazing job, as well as the other guys. And Irene, the sister of Tommy, who did the demo vocals, was also on the album. And it was mixed and mastered by Simone Mularoni, the guy from DGM, who mixes and masters and records almost every metal album produced in Italy nowadays. Going home from Italy, this is a weird story, but I remember that I forgot my deodorant in Italy, and I was going to fly home, and I flew to Sweden, Stockholm, but somehow I messed up because I ended up on the wrong place in Stockholm. There are several airports, and I ended up in Skavsta, I think, an airport way far away from central Stockholm. So in the middle of night I had to take a bus and get to Stockholm Central, where I was going to take a train to get home, like 4 or 5 hour train drive. So and I came to Stockholm Central too late to get the last train, so I had to I ended up on a bar. And I had to buy a whiskey just to be able to sit there, and at 3 o'clock they told me that like, now you have to get out of here. And the first train that I could take wasn't about to depart until like 6 o'clock, so I had 3 hours between 3 a.m. and 6 a.m. to just walk around in central Stockholm. And then I ended up on the train, and well, I sat there, and then I ended up home in Sölvesborg, and took the car and drove home. And I couldn't smell my own odor, but my wife could. So when I came home after a couple of days, and I said, "Oh, hello," and she was like, "Ah, get to the shower, immediately." Long side note, and I also know that there were some other singers trying out, because I got some demos sent to me from Daniele, and I remember that it was one of them was Alessandro Conti, a friend of mine. I don't have the demo anymore. It disappeared somewhere in an old computer. But anyway, I ended up not getting the job. Instead, Göran Nyström got the job. He's also known for his work with 220 volts and Majestic Dimension. And he's an amazing singer, a really good guy. So, why is this album on my wall? Well, apparently they enjoyed some of the choirs that I recorded while I was in Italy. So they kept some of the choirs for some songs. So I'm credited on the album as a backing vocalist, because it fit really well in with especially Irene's choirs, I think. So I am very happy to have been able to participate and bring a little bit of myself into this album. I'm a bit sad that I wasn't able to do the whole album, but I was like 22 and wasn't really that experienced, so it's not I think it's better that Göran got to do this album, and I got some years of practicing and getting more experience before I did any more albums. Well, anyway, if you've listened this far, I'm going to give you a little treat. You're going to listen to some outtakes from my demos that I did while I was in Venice. It's parts from the songs that I mentioned earlier: Hide This Feeling, My Future, and the 10-minute epic I Am Free. So if you'd like to stick around, you can listen to these songs, and after that go check out this album. It's a really nice album. Like I said, 70 minutes of Italian progressive metal sung by a great Swedish singer. So, next up on the wall, and the next video that I will try to make is a metal opera called Citadelian, Tales of Taloff. That album has a 10-year anniversary this year, so there might be something of a surprise later this year. But for now, thank you for watching and listening, and I hope you will enjoy, or not, my demo versions of the songs from The Forbidden City by Twinspirits. See you out there.
All those rainy days are making me so sad. If only I could find a light inside my heart. Time is passing by, the crucial day gets near, but I am still here to fight against my fears. I'm free from this forbidden city. Finally free from this forbidden city. It's me. Desire that burns here deep inside. My dream be brothers and sisters, please. Oh, just tell me, why can we